So let's begin. And at the end, I'm going to open the lines up for questions. So we're going to be talking about chelation therapy. Before I begin, I'd like to tell you about the Vision Event 2021. Last year, I had the Vision Event 2020, and this year I feel it's very important that I have a Vision Event to share with you some exciting things that I learned last year that may be very important for you to understand and to look at these things in terms of improving your health and vision. Number one on the list is going to be drug repurposing. Drug repurposing is where we're taking an existing drug or an existing product and using it in a different manner. And of course, with the COVID virus, you were hearing a lot about hydroxychloroquine, being used to treat that, and maybe some other things. But it's exciting. I'm going to share with you a common antibiotic. A common antibiotic might help reverse macular degeneration. I couldn't believe it when I read the article. I'll talk about that. I also want to talk about the revolution in microcurrent treatment. Many of you know that I am going back to school. I'm getting my master's in electrical engineering. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to learn more about microcurrent, to learn more about frequencies and how it can help you. And I'm going to be talking about all the changes in microcurrent. We're also going to be talking about hydration and water. I think that's overlooked. It's very important that we're drinking a good source of water and lots of it. Also going to talk about the new Kondrot program and the online reprogramming, which is exciting. The online reprogramming enables us to now log on to your computer at home, and I can reprogram your microcurrent machine. Talk about all the advantages of that. And then I want to talk about my favorite subject, the homeopathic approach to healing. So this event is going to begin, the tentative start date is going to be January the 16th. I'm going to have it on a Saturday, and it'll probably be 3 or 4 consecutive Saturdays. So I'll be sending all of you an invitation to that. I'm working on this event. If you want more information about chelation, one of my best-selling books is called Chelation Therapy and Other Vital Detox Methods to Save Your Life. And we have a special, a 50% discount on this book. Just go to chelationbook.com. That's all one word, chelationbook.com. And you can purchase the book, or you can always give the office a call at 1-800-430-9328. Now, how did chelation begin? Well, this occurred in the 1940s when sailors were painting military ships contaminated with lead. They were using lead-based paints. Many of these sailors became very, very toxic. And so the FDA approved a therapy called EDTA chelation. So all these sailors were then getting EDTA chelation to remove the lead toxicity. And it was observed that many of these sailors had an improvement in circulation and heart problems. So not only did this inexpensive therapy save the lives of sailors, but it miraculously flushed out dangerous plaques and toxins clogged in their arteries. So this was kind of like an inadvertent, I mentioned repurposing drugs. So here we have a drug that was used to remove lead, and then it was discovered to improve cardiovascular diseases and improve circulation. Now, my early experience was with my uncle. My uncle Sonny, who's a dairy farmer in Indiana County in Pennsylvania, and he's a very healthy guy, but unfortunately liked his ice cream and fatty foods. And he developed severe cardiovascular disease. Oh, we lost the slides here. And he didn't have any insurance, and he went to the hospital, and they wanted like a couple $100,000 to do open bypass surgery on him, and he developed chest pain. And he heard of his friends that were giving chelation. And at that time, I was in medical school, and he asked me, Eddie, did you ever hear of chelation therapy? And of course, I wasn't that familiar with it, but I told him, you know, why not give it a try? I didn't think it would cause any harm, and it really improved his symptoms quite a bit. His chest pain went away. He was able to work on the farm, and he didn't have any problem. So that was rather a convincing story for me. Then a few years later, he developed his chest pain again, and I guess he didn't listen to the doctor, and he didn't have his monthly chelation treatment. And he decided, at that time he had insurance, he decided to have his open heart surgery. So he had the surgery, and the surgery was successful, but it didn't eliminate his chest pain. And he went back to chelation, and the chelation helped eliminate his chest pain. And he felt that, you know, having open heart surgery was really a waste, that he should have went back to chelation. My late father suffered from cardiovascular disease and early Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And he was a big advocate of chelation. Chelation really helped improve his blood flow and his thinking. Last individual on the list was Bill Coors, the late Bill Coors, who's president of Coors Brewing Company. He worked with me to write my first book, Healing the Eye the Natural Way. In fact, he wrote the chapter to that book. Not the chapter, he wrote the preface to the book. He had a very good experience with chelation. He wanted to make sure that I mentioned chelation in my book, Healing the Eye the Natural Way. So EDTA is a big, huge molecule. It's actually 4 vinegar molecules. So a very large molecule. What it does, it kind of binds. Chelation means claw in Greek. And so it's a claw. It binds these heavy metals. And the heavy metals then are able to be excreted in the urine. Now I want to talk about a major study that was done. It was called the TAX study. As you know, many of you know chelation is kind of controversial, that if you ask the average doctor, he's going to say to you, well, they disproved that years ago. It doesn't work. It's a waste of your money. Well, the TAX study was a trial to assess chelation. 10-year study. It involved over 130 clinics and 1,700 patients. And the protocol, they had 40 infusions of at least 3 hours each. And they were followed by 10 maintenance infusions, 2 to 8 weeks apart. So this was a long-term study. Let's see here. Why am I bouncing around here? Okay. So this is the makeup of the solution. And the main ingredient of the solution is EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. And that's the molecule which kind of binds the heavy metals. And in addition, it has ascorbic acid and a lot of other vitamin complexes. And the placebo they used in the study was just normal saline. So the results of this study after 10 years, heart disease improved 26%, which was phenomenal. Diabetic heart disease, 39%. And these were sick people in the study. One of the requirements is that you had to have a recent heart attack. You had to be on one or more cardiac medications, active chest pain. So these were sick people that were put into this study, and the results were phenomenal. And you can see that in particular, the diabetic heart disease improved the largest amount, 39%. So any of you, if you have eye problems and diabetes, I highly recommend chelation therapy. So you may be asking, what does this have to do with eye disease? Well, if we can demonstrate that we can improve the circulation, certainly improving the circulation will also not only improve the circulation to your heart, it's going to improve the circulation to your eye. Now, a really good video to watch, for those of you who are interested, it's called The Unleaded Movie. You can go to unleadedmovie.com, and this reviews the results of the tech study. So this was a monumental study that finally proved that chelation therapy is very, very effective. But it just boggles my mind. My son's father-in-law is a vascular interventional heart doctor, and I was having Thanksgiving dinner with him a couple of years ago, and I asked him about if he heard of the tech study, what he thought of the tech study, and believe it or not, he never heard of it. And this study was published as the lead article in the Journal of the American Medical Association. So it just blows my mind that here, a major study like this, that still many doctors are ignoring, that this has conclusively shown that chelation therapy can benefit the vascular system. So, benefits of chelation therapy. So in addition to the essential healthy diet, exercise, sun, sleep, and emotional health, chelation is a way that you can rocket your vitality to a much higher level. Chelation can reduce your chance of being diagnosed with cancer or heart disease. Yes, patients that have taken chelation therapy have a much lower incidence of cancer. And that's because it removes those heavy metals that are carcinogenic. It also helps with chronic fatigue and improving your sexual capacity. Chelation therapy is time-tested over 50 years of research, thousands of articles written on chelation therapy. Also, chelation can lower cholesterol levels. And normalize blood viscosity. So it helps thin the blood to prevent formation of blood clots. Many of you are on blood thinners, and one of the main reasons for a stroke or a heart attack is an increased viscosity of blood. Chelation can improve circulation, and in particular, it improves circulation to those small capillaries. And these are the smallest blood vessels in the eye, and these are the ones we're concerned with in glaucoma and the retina. And in glaucoma, you have these very small capillaries that go to the optic nerve, and in the retina, we want to improve blood flow. So EDTA is also a very powerful antioxidant. It destroys those nasty free radicals. EDTA is proven to protect cell membranes. It destroys free radicals that are the culprits of arteriosclerosis, cardiovasculars, Alzheimer's, and some types of cancer. And of course, if we destroy these free radicals, this is one of the main causes of aging, cardiovascular, and chronic eye problems. Also, chelation helps increase nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes the blood vessels, lowers the blood pressure, improves circulation, improves the health of epithelial cells lining the blood vessel walls. And many of you that have glaucoma, I do recommend that you take a product called Neo 40, NEO 40. And Neo 40 is made from red beets. So if you don't want to buy the Neo 40, you can start eating more red beets. Red beets increase nitric oxide in your body. And in matter of fact, there's a new glaucoma drug out there that increases the nitric oxide around the eye. So this nitric oxide is really important, especially if you have glaucoma. Now, there's no question that heavy metals are a contributing factor in all chronic eye disease. And one way that we really need is 6-hour urine test. And the 6-hour urine test is probably the only way, and I'm going to underline this, to really be measured accurately for heavy metals. Many of you will go to your doctor and you'll get a blood test or a urine test, and it'll come back normal. Well, the lead and heavy metal deep into your body. So you need to take a chelating agent to kind of draw out those lead and heavy metals and then collect it. So that's the purpose of the 6-hour urine test. You're given a chelating substance which draws out or releases those heavy metals, and then it's collected over 6 hours. And then we get a test like this, and part of the urine test is then we'll contact you and let you know. And you can see this individual, PB, right here, PB is lead, and the level is 12, and that's roughly normal. You can see it's considerably higher. And but even if you don't have heavy metals, chelation can be of value to improve your circulation. So I believe that, in my experience, over 80% of eye patients I have seen have elevated lead. This lead in cardiovascular disease and other neurological problems, and it's linked to cataract. There was many studies that have shown that elevated lead is responsible for cataracts. So not only does EDTA remove lead, but it also can remove mercury, aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, uranium, all these toxic metals that we've accumulated in our body. Now, the four main methods of chelation therapy are intravenous, rectal, topical, and oral. Intravenous is probably the most effective. I don't recommend, well, I do recommend intravenous therapy to everybody, but unfortunately that's the most expensive and often a lot of time. You have to go to your doctor's office, get an IV. Those individuals that have extremely high lead and serious eye problems and are maybe going blind, I would recommend the intravenous. Most of my patients are using a combination of the rectal, topical, and oral. This is much more gentle to the body and probably a little bit more effective. Here's an example of an IV infusion. Many of you are getting IV infusions. I've been getting chelation therapy probably for the last 30 years. I have extremely high lead. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania during the steel mill craze when Smoky City. So I grew up with a lot of toxins in the environment. And of course, with my family history of cardiovascular disease, I think it was really important for me. Although I probably get one IV chelation therapy a month, but I'm using the rectal and oral products, which I'll talk about a little later. So the first step you need to do is the urine challenge test. This is probably the best way and the only way to find out your toxin level in your body. Now, the urine challenge test not only includes all the ingredients for the test, it also includes the doctor's report and suggestion. So I think it's a pretty good bargain for $245. Detoxamine is the suppository that I talked about. And this is scientifically proven to be a good way to deliver EDTA instead of the intravenous method. And these suppositories, I recommend that you do 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know, it's a very effective way to get that EDTA in your body and to help detoxify your body. Another product that I specially formulated is called Ocular Detox. And this not only has an oral product that not only has EDTA, 400 milligrams, but it has a lot of other really products good for the cardiovascular system and neurological functioning. Ginkgo biloba improves blood flow. You've heard of coenzyme Q10, alpha-lipoic acid, hawthorn berry for blood flow. So it's a product that I recommend when you take it along with the detoxamine. Now, when you are getting chelation, chelation removes the heavy metals, but at the same time, it will remove some of the good minerals. That's why I recommend you take the full spectrum mineral supplement with this. And this is a product that has calcium, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, chromium, and vanadium, boron, a lot of good trace minerals. So we do have a great deal for you, because I feel it's so important that you do get started on a detox program. We are offering all of these products at a 20% discount. And it includes the urine test, detoxamine, ocular detox, and mineral supplements. So it's close to $100 savings. And if you live in the U.S., we'll pay for the shipping and handling. So if you want more information on that, you can go to Detox Now, DETOX Now, NOW.US for more information. So that concludes my presentation. So what I'm going to do now is open it up for questions. And this is being recorded. So, all right. So, questions?
Dr. Kondrot.
Yeah.
I have a question about the ozone eye drops.
Okay, fire away. And who am I speaking?
Yep.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, sorry. Michael McMullen from Cottonwood, Arizona.
Okay, Michael. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too, sir. So currently, I'm using Ocumed and the treatment for both glaucoma and the cataracts. But in your opinion, would it be a good idea to also include the ozone eye drops for the cataracts and the glaucoma?
Well, I think that the ozone eye drops are going to have minimal effect on lowering the eye pressure and treating the cataract. What the ozone eye drops are very beneficial is to take care of like the irritation from some of your glaucoma eye drops. Okay. It's soothing. Now, if you are interested in using ozone, I would highly recommend either, IV ozone therapy or rectal insufflation. And if you go to YouTube and just type in my name and ozone, you'll come up with some more information on
Okay.
ozone. That's what I would recommend. I think the ozone eye drops will have a minimal effect.
Okay, I appreciate that. How about also I'm wondering, I'm using the Med eye drops, and I had them refrigerated for a month. I've been using them. So did that, and I wasn't really following the directions. So that's probably slowed down the treatment.
Yeah, it may have slowed down it a little bit, but probably I wouldn't worry about that. It's best to use it at room temp. Yeah.
So I'm trying to estimate that the treatment, everything's progressing. I've had this condition. Let me back up a minute. I've had this condition for like 6 months, and then I started your treatment. So don't get me wrong. So I'm excited and encouraged, and I just want it to be over with, as you can imagine.
Yeah, well,
so what I'm asking, go ahead.
We talked about chelation. So, I would really investigate chelation because, number one, heavy metals are very toxic to the optic nerve. And, my approach to treating glaucoma is not only do we keep the eye pressure down low, we want to do everything we can to keep the optic nerve healthy. And so if you have heavy metal, that's adversely affecting the optic nerve. And of course, as we get older, our circulation decreases. So anything we can do to improve our circulation is going to be beneficial. That's why I like microcurrent. Microcurrent improves blood flow. Chelation helps open up those little vessels to improve blood flow. So all these things can be beneficial. So I would definitely look at chelation. Not only that, many studies have shown that elevated lead is a contributing factor to the development of a cataract. So that's another reason. Get rid of that lead in your body.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up again. Here's the problem. So I got, when I joined your program, I got the urine kit, read the directions wrong, and then there was 5 capsules I was to take, and I failed to take the capsules. So how much difference did that make on the the lab results?
You're not alone. I'm included. Nobody likes to read directions. It's going to have a big effect. It's going to have a big effect because so many people will do a urine test and a blood test and it comes back normal. You need to take that chelating agent. You need to draw out the lead because the lead is locked in your bones, your brain, and your eye. So I would call the office, and if you still have the pills, the test is not going to cost you as much. In fact, the main cost of the test is the pills that you take. They're very expensive.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that.
So, yeah,
it looks like I'm going to need to do the test again.
Yeah.
Okay. On the other hand, I have to say that when you first interviewed me, I said that the right eye looked like a window with bullet holes in it. So I did not like to look out my right eye. But with the microcurrent treatment, I have to say almost immediately I'm using my right eye. So thank you. I need to say that up front.
Fantastic. I'll tell you, these therapies do work.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm back at school. In fact, I'm at Arizona State getting my master's in electrical engineering.
Oh,
if you can believe that. But it's an online program.
Wonderful.
But I like the faculty there because my advisor is doing research on electrical physiology of the eye. And so she's really fascinated with me being an eye surgeon, ophthalmologist, you know, interested in electrical engineering. So it's really helping me get a lot more. I think a lot of advances can be made. I mean, microcurrent works, but I think the future is developing more effective frequencies and better delivery systems. And that's one of the great things that we're doing now is we have the online programming. So those of you that have started in the program, I recommend that you do the protocols that I've given you for 3 months. But after that, I can log onto your computer and reprogram your machine. You know, put in different frequencies to see if we can make it effective.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down on my calendar. Absolutely, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks for all the good questions. Okay.
Dr. Kondrot,
Yeah, Daphne, you're up. I just spoke to you. Daphne? Well, most people don't need their machines reprogrammed. You know, I would say probably maybe only 10 to 15% of patients that I treat need their machines reprogrammed. Now, if your vision and eyesight's not getting better, then we got to reprogram it. So that's why I'm kind of recommending you use the machine for 3 months. If you're disappointed or if your vision's not getting better, then I got to roll up my sleeves and we got to start maybe experimenting with new frequencies. Or maybe you get a new problem. You get a new problem, a stomach problem, and you want a different microcurrent protocol on your machine. Thank you. Is there another question?
Dr. Kondrot, can you hear me?
Yep,
it's
I hear
Ken
you.
Matthews.
Ken, how are you? Happy New Year.
It's Happy New Year. I'm good, but I was unable to log on using the computer, so I had to call in by phone. I couldn't authenticate. Did anybody else have that problem?
What do you mean?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I have this
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
Same problem. Cannot log on.
Okay, so a lot of people on.
There was no password. You just click it blank. Maybe try it now, okay? Because there's
Okay,
no
to get to my question.
So if somebody's out there on their computer.
To get to my question, though, you stated many times. Can I ask a question now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You stated many times that you won't make, or you implied you got to get the lead out, implying that you won't make progress if you have lead. What type of progress might you expect while you haven't, you're working on getting the lead out, but you still have it?
Well, see, everybody's
like you
different.
said you should try this machine for 3 months, but does that imply that?
Everybody is different. There's always a limiting factor towards your health. So there are some individuals that maybe have elevated lead and they'll get really good results with the microcurrent. They'll respond well. Other individuals it depends on your vitality and your constitution. The elevated metals are preventing them from recovering. So it all depends on genetics. So if I've been working on getting rid of my lead for over 20 years. I still have lead in my body. It's much lower, but I'm 70 years old. My brain's pretty sharp. I have a lot of energy. And, probably if I didn't do the chelation, I may have ended up like a lot of my family members with heart attacks at early ages and getting, Alzheimer's and memory problems. So is anybody out there trying to log on? The password?
Yeah, so when you read about chelation,
Yes.
I tried to.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Me also.
Let me see.
Me too.
Let me see if it's a password. Let me see if I can give you a password here.
My vision doesn't work.
All right, let me put a password in. Password will be Vision. V-I-S-I-O-N.
Mine is asking about TeamViewer app.
So right now the password is Vision.
What?
Tried that, it didn't work.
Is it a capital V?
Capital V. Capital V-I-S-I-O-N.
Okay.
No, keeps asking for it.
No.
My computer is asking about TeamViewer app.
Okay, I may have to reset everything here, but well, I'll have to work out all the bugs.
Okay.
Miss Lee, are you able to log on? Anyway, hopefully I got a good recording, and I'll send that to all of you. Okay, any other questions?
I do have a question, please.
And who is this?
This is Erica from Milwaukee.
Yeah, hi, Erica. Happy New Year.
Hi. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. My question is in regards to the chelation process. Is there any concern of reabsorption back into the bloodstream with either the urine challenge or with the chelation process itself, or anything we can do to not have more of the metals reabsorb into like the fat?
That's a good question. And I think that very little is absorbed back into the body because the EDTA binds it and makes it extremely water soluble, so it's excreted in your stool and your urine.
Okay, wonderful. And then is it advised to...
Go ahead.
Sorry, is it also advised then to hydrate more with the process, or is there anything more that needs to be understood once chelation has started?
I should have mentioned that, you know, good hydration is critical, and certainly you have to drink an extra amount of water. So, you know, I recommend you drink half your body weight in ounces of water, but while you're doing chelation, you should probably drink a little bit more. You know, water is the best way to detoxify the body. So you're correct. Drinking extra water is essential. It sounds like somebody pouring a glass of water.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, any other questions?
Dr. Kondrot, this is Barbara from the Villages.
Any advice to people about?
Okay, go ahead.
Hello there. Yes, I was wondering on the capsules for the chelation. Is there a better time to take it as far as with how long after food or before food or anything like that? I have the capsules and the suppositories.
I would recommend you take the capsules with your meal. So
with the meal.
The ideal dose, 2 capsules with each meal, which is a total of 6 capsules a day. But I always recommend that people start out gradually. If you're a sensitive individual, maybe you want to start out with 1 or 2 capsules a day and then work your way up to 6 capsules. I only eat 2 meals a day.
Okay, I've been taking all 6 at one time. I've been taking 6 at a time.
Maybe a little stressful for you, but I only eat 2 meals a day. So I'll take 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening. But if it's not adversely affecting your body, then it's probably okay for you. The other point I wanted to make is that, you know, after you do the chelation therapy for 3 to 6 months, then it's a good idea that we repeat your urine test to measure your progress, to see how you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that a while ago, and I kind of laid off before the holidays and during the holidays, and I got to get back on the wagon.
Yeah, that's why I had to decided to have this topic now, because everybody kind of neglected, you know, good, healthy, organic, raw food over the holidays, me included.
Okay, I'm glad you came along too.
Now I'm back to strict vegetarian, good hydration. Yeah.
Okay.
Half the body weight
this is Emily.
Of water in ounces, because I think many people find that rather challenging.
Well, then you got to lose weight. If you're 200 pounds, you got to lose weight. It should not be challenging. Half the body weight.
No, I'm a.
Dr. Kondrot, I have another question.
Okay, fire away.
Michael McMullen in Cottonwood. So as soon as I lost, as soon as back in August, I realized that I'd actually lost eyesight in my right eye, and then I started jogging every day. And of course, like I have to state again, when I started the microcurrent treatment, immediately the right eye responded, and I can see out of it. Not real well, but I can see out of it. But anyway, with that said, I'm 5'9", and I weigh 180. So is that good?
5'9", 180. You could probably lose some weight.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, other questions?
This is Emily from Chicago. In addition to taking the NET LM and also the oral drops for macular tissue and the ocular function spray and also the macular formula AM/PM pack, in addition to the ocular detox formula. In addition to all of these, I am doing the detoxamine suppositories. Do I also take chelation capsules in addition to all of this?
Well, the ocular detox is a chelation capsule. The ocular detox is a formulated chelation capsule.
I'm sorry, there was a lot of background noise. Could you repeat that last statement that you made?
The ocular detox that you're taking is a chelation capsule.
Okay.
It has 400 milligrams of PETA in addition to a lot of really other good ingredients to help improve your circulation and help improve the cardiovascular and brain function and eye function.
Okay.
So it's not necessary to take an additional EDTA.
Has anybody gone to unleadedmovie.com?
Were you able to get it? Did you get the link? Did the link work?
Has anybody gone to unleaded? No, well, I got a Chinese website and just ads for pornography.
Oh, somebody hacked.
And another question I have is, you mentioned free shipping in the U.S. about the offer, your special offer for the detox stuff, but you're not in the U.S. You won't get the urine challenge kit, will you?
Yeah, we do send it to Canada. You can do the test.
Oh, when I signed up for your program, they said that I would not get the kit. I did not get the kit, and they said the urine challenge thing they only do in the U.S.
Where are you located?
Canada.
Where are you located? No, we have a lot of patients in Canada. Sometimes it's hard to ship it across the border, but the urine sample is very, very small. It's just a small vial, small container. And you can send it back to our office as a gift or something like that. It should not be a problem. In fact, I would give the office a call and talk to them.
Right. Well, okay. Thank you.
So the Boozy Unleaded, we do have copies of the DVD in the office. So it looks like the Chinese have hacked through the unleaded movie site. You're right.
Yeah, the original creators probably let the URL expire.
Yeah. But I'll see if I can find a better link to it. Okay, any other questions?
Can we go back to go-to meeting if the viewer isn't working?
I'm going to work on details. The reason why I went to Team Viewer enables me to actually log on to your computer. GoToMeeting, I can't do that. So I'm doing other things. I'm going to work on this. So our next meeting, it should work much better. This is the first time using Team Viewer. I use it for the office every day. You know, we log on and there's no problem. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. It could be, I wanted to make things simple.
You might want to arrange a test viewing with some of us.
Well, every day I do it with the office. It's a test viewing. But see, there's a password. I think I wanted to make it simple by not putting a password in. And what happened, you need a password. So I'll figure it out. But I will test it before the next. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, I want to thank all of you for doing the meeting, and my apologies for the technical problem. But hopefully we have a good recording, and I'll be sending you information on the Vision Event 2021. And any other questions, give the office a call. So hope everyone has a good New Year. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.